Hi guys, Kutemwa here, and today we're breaking down the F1 visa interview. So first of all, we're going to talk about what you need to do to get to the interview stage in case you haven't yet. Then we're going to break down the documents that you need to bring to the interview. Then thirdly, what mindset should you have, because why are we even having this interview in the first place? And then the fourth thing is we're going to have some practice questions, so be ready for that. So in case you didn't know, I was a student, I just graduated. I was a chemistry major at Xavier University of Louisiana in New Orleans, and I'm originally from Zambia. And I love my country very, very much, but my career would not have progressed nearly as much there as it has here. So I'm really grateful, and I'm happy that you're looking at this path as well, because being here opens so many doors, and it's worth the struggle of getting here. So please keep going. So the first thing is, how do you get to the interview stage? And the first important thing is that the F1 visa is an academic visa which is tied to an academic program. So I recently made a video that breaks down how to get the visa, what is it, and what to expect on the visa. So be sure to watch it to get a more clear picture of what it is. The first thing you need to do is to apply and get accepted into a school that is SEVP certified. That's a student exchange visa program. So you want to get into a school that's authorized to have international students there. And so once you get accepted into such a school, they will issue you an I-20 form, and this is confirmation of admission and also the beginning of you getting the visa. So it's a very important form, and once you get it, then you can fill out the SEVIS online, and then you'll be able to pay the fee. I'm pretty sure it should be $350. Be sure to double check that. But you will pay this form online, and then you'll be able to fill out the DS-160 form, which is also just your information. Then after this, you'll be able to schedule that interview. And so I remember when I was doing this process, it took a while for me to get the form and for everything to be done. So I had to expedite the interview because they set it for like a time after the semester was supposed to start. So the advantage or the benefit of you getting this visa is it's more prioritized over like a visitor visa because it's tied to an academic program. So just be sure to do things as fast as you can, get everything in place so that you'll be able to have the interview in good time. So the next thing after getting this interview is, what documents do you need to have ready for the interview? So of course, the I-20 form is really important. This is the one that you're getting from the school that you've been accepted into. And then also, once you pay the service fee online, there will be a receipt that will be sent to you. So be sure to have confirmation of that payment. Then the third thing is the DS-160 form that you fill out. There will be a confirmation page, and there are instructions as you go. So it's not like you're just like going through the wind wondering which page to submit. Be sure to have that confirmation page with you. And I remember when I was doing my interview, my I-20 form wasn't printed out clearly. That was something that I really overlooked. But anyway, they were so chilled out about it. They just told me to email it to them, and I emailed it, and everything was done. So just be sure to print them out very well. Don't make the same mistake that I made. Yes, so that's the first three documents. And then you also need to have some form of personal identification on you, and of course you need your passport. That's the first important one because that's why the visa will be printed out in. And then the second thing is you need to have your national registration card. I think it has a different name in other countries, but some form of identification other than your passport is really important. Then the third thing is under identification is pictures. I don't know if everyone has to upload a picture through the DS-160 that's approved already, but I would say just have passport size photos, just to be safe. It's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. And then the other thing is you need to bring proof of your admission into the school. So your acceptance letter is, proof enough. I'm sure you have it. It's just standard that you have it. So be sure to print that out physically and bring it with you. Then the next thing is you need to bring financial proof, and this is really, really important. So if you have gotten a scholarship or financial aid of some kind, be sure to print that out and carry that with you. If you'll be supported by your parents in any way as well, be sure to bring some form of bank statement or evidence of financial support, because that will also really be important. Then the other thing that you might or might not need might be proof of your academic journey so far. So maybe the school that you went to, I'm sure your transcript or like your certificate of your final results for grade 12 would be proof enough, but you might need that in the interview. So be sure to carry that as well. And so those are the documents that you need. So the next thing is, why are we having this interview? What mindset should you have as you go into this interview? So I always think it's important to put yourself in the mindset of the person who will be interviewing you. And also just to say, this is not as, I don't know what word I can use. It's not as heavy as you imagine to be. I remember for me, there was literally a guy behind the window, and I was just standing there and like answering the questions. It's not like I was in an office full of like 17 people. It's not like as high pressure as maybe I imagine it to be. But yeah, the point is, what do they want out of this interview? And the first important thing is they want to know that you know where you're going, so what school you're going to, and like make sure that all those details are sorted out, and that comes with you financially supporting yourself, because they don't send people to the US who don't have a place to go, or won't follow through, or don't have any form of support when they come to the US, because that's a national that's a national matter. I don't know much about it, but yeah, they just want to make sure that you know where you're going and that you have support to be where you're going. And yeah, that's the most important thing. And then the second thing is also they want to know that you're coming back to your home country. This is a temporary visa, so I don't know what your plans are. Maybe you plan to camp out here for the rest of your life, I don't know. But it's very important that for them to issue you this for them to issue you this visa, they are sure that you're coming back home. So be sure to emphasize that, even when they don't ask you about it. Like they ask you some random question, just be like, oh, and when I come back to Zambia or whatever country that you're from, because it's really important to establish that you're coming back to your country after the duration of the visa that they are giving to you. Okay, so now we're going to have some practice questions. They are here, so I'll be looking at that. I'm going to have some practice questions, and if you want to practice, which I really recommend, please pause the video after I read the question and try to answer it in your own words. Then I'll have like some tips or random stuff to say after each question. So the first question is sorry. So the first question is, what will you do upon completion of your studies? Okay, this is a golden nugget because it's a chance for you to connect, your study to why you'll be coming back home. And like I said, it's important to emphasize that you're coming back home. So maybe you want to come here to study energy storage because you want to come back and better Zambia's energy storage situation, load shedding and everything. But yeah, it's very important to establish that you plan to come back to your country after your studies. Second question, sorry. How many schools did you get into and why this particular school? So this is just to establish that one, you know where you're going, and also you have a good reason to go where you're going, because they don't want to send people who, don't have a plan and are shaky about everything. So I'm sure you know why the school you chose, maybe it's the program that they have that's not at other schools, maybe it's the funding, I don't know, but be sure to also have a reason, And the next question is, why not in this country? Like, why are you not studying in this country? So this is kind of I don't think there's like a standard way to answer this question, but a good way to go is also through your program. So like maybe the chemistry programs, so maybe the chemistry programs in Zambia are not as well funded, so you wouldn't be able to do research or stuff like that. But it's good to have a reason that you are leaving the country. And then the next thing is, do you plan on working while in the US? So for this one, my only advice is, the biggest thing to remember, like I said in my other video, is on the F1 visa, you can only work legally on campus, and there's other things that come into play. But even as you say this, it's good to say yes, because it establishes that you have financial support, or you have plans of getting more financial support. But be sure to not make it seem like, oh, I need this job or else I will not eat, just be sure to remember that you can only work on campus legally, and don't say anything illegal. Yes. And then the next question is, do you have family or friends in the US? So not a trick question whatsoever. I don't have friends and family in the US, so my answer was no. So don't lie. don't think that you have to have family, and if you do, like, it's black or white. It's either you have them or you don't, and you don't need to have them. Okay. And then the next question is, why do you want to study that particular field and why that country? Yeah, so I assume you already have an answer to this question. Just be true to yourself, no need to lie. And also emphasize the difference, like what's really making you study in that country. Maybe it's resources, like I said before, maybe it's funding. Yes. And then the next question is, who is sponsoring you? So this is really big. If you have a scholarship, be sure to mention it. And this is when you would give them your financial aid letter or your scholarship letter. And also, if your parents are supporting you in any way, which I still recommend that you have, because scholarships normally don't cover the cost of living. So it's important to show that either way you have some support, no matter how small, from home. So for me, I had a bank statement from my parents that showed, it wasn't a lot of money, but it just showed that, yeah, I have some support from here as well. And then this question I just added because I remember I was asked about it, but after saying my parents who are supporting me, they asked, oh, what jobs do your parents do, or where do they work? And also black and white question, no need to lie, whatever they do, they do. And I will say, I know people who are here with parents who don't work, people who are here with family friends who don't. So the point is that there's no black and white answer to all of these questions. It's not that, oh, if you have this specific answer, you're going to get the visa. It's nothing like that. Like I said, they just want to establish that you have a plan when you come here, and that you have support when you come here, and you have a good reason for coming here. And so lastly, just like some little tips, like I said, I'm just emphasizing, be sure to throw in that you'll be coming home afterwards. And then the other thing is, be confident. Like I said, there's no standard answer. Your answer is your answer. There's no need to lie or anything. I would say it's better for you to hesitate slightly and think of the answer than to just say something that's not even true. And I'm not saying just stand there being like, oh, I don't know. There are things that you can do, like maybe repeat the question for clarity. Oh, did you mean this? I don't know. But the point is, just be confident, don't lie. Have all the documents that you need, of course, and more, Yeah, and also don't take this as gospel truth. I would advise you to go out and find more videos and watch them, hear other people's experiences, and just learn as much as you can. But don't stress about it. Honestly, it's not difficult in any way. And the other thing I want to say is that it's different in different countries. I will say the US has a cap on how many people can come from each country. As far as I know, this is just me. I apologize if I'm wrong. But yeah, I know countries like Nigeria, which already have a lot of people in the US, are more strict on the process, because I'm pretty sure they have a cap on how many people can come. But yeah, the point is that it might be harder depending on the country that you're on. But I believe if you're ready, you're ready. Whatever they throw at you, you'll be able to answer. There are many people here already from different countries in the US. So you're not the first to be there, so it's possible. It has been done before, and you can do it too. And if you need to practice through these questions again, feel free to go back, pause the video, play the video until you're able to confidently answer them. And thanks for watching. Be sure to share it with people who might need it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.